Beginning, the humorous mistake. Max Tanner was a systems engineer stationed at Outpost Orion, a remote hub on the edge of the Xantharian Rift. He loved two things: tinkering with starship engines and sending flirty messages. Not the wisest combination. Especially when his latest crush was Commander Valara, the hottest and most intimidating alien officer in the Interstellar fleet. Tall, sleek, with iridescent green skin and eyes that could freeze a human in his tracks, she was perfection wrapped in authority. Max had been sending her friendly messages for weeks. Technical questions disguised as flirtation, gifts he thought were funny, subtle compliments masked as interstellar humor. Today, he had crossed a line. "Hope your day isn't too busy, Commander. Maybe you need someone to help lighten the load." Winking face. He hit send and immediately regretted it. 5 minutes later, he expected the usual silence, or worse, a formal reprimand. Instead, a shadow appeared in his hangar doorway. The unexpected arrival. Max froze. His multi-tool slipped from his hands. Commander Valara stood there, arms crossed, expression unreadable, but her eyes glimmered with a strange, unreadable emotion. "Max Tanner," she said, her voice smooth like liquid crystal. "You sent me this." He tried to act casual, scratching the back of his neck. Yes. That is. I mean, technically, yes." Her lips twitched. Not quite a smile, but close enough to send his pulse skyrocketing. "You're aware you could be reprimanded for insubordination?" she asked. I figured the risk was worth it," Max stammered, suddenly very aware of the sweat on his palms. Valara stepped into the hangar, her boots making no sound against the polished floor. Every instinct told Max to back away, but he couldn't. She had this aura of control, intelligence, and something else, something magnetic, that held him in place. "Sit," she commanded. He obeyed instantly, heart hammering. Middle, the dynamic unfolds. They stood there for a long moment, the only sound the hum of the hangar's reactors. Max tried to focus on his datapad, pretending to be busy. "You think flattery and emojis are an acceptable way to communicate with your superior?" Valara asked, leaning against a support beam, one hand brushing a panel casually. Max swallowed. I thought it might make you smile." She arched a brow. "Make me smile?" He nodded, miserably aware that he was doing everything wrong. Then something unexpected happened. She laughed. Soft, musical, alien, and yet distinctly amused. "Bold," she said. "I'll give you that. Dangerous, but bold." Max blinked. "Bold? Dangerous? Should I be afraid?" Valara's eyes glinted. "Both. And yet, intriguing." The tension in the hangar shifted. From fear to curiosity. From authority to something personal. Over the next hour, they talked not about missions, not about protocol, but about life. About the strange realities of space travel, the oddities of alien cultures, and the frustrations of long-distance communication. Max discovered Valara had a dry sense of humor, enjoyed Bad Earth movies, and had a secret fascination with human music. He shared tales of botched repairs, zero-G mishaps, and experiments with engine modifications. She listened, genuinely interested, occasionally teasing him when he exaggerated or stumbled over his words. "You're lucky," she said finally, "that your flirty message was clever and not foolish. Many humans would have embarrassed themselves completely." I was trying to impress you," Max admitted, shrugging nervously. "Careful," she replied, leaning closer, eyes narrowing. "Impressing me can be complicated." The first close call. Suddenly, alarms blared through the hangar. Red lights flashed. Max's stomach dropped. He had imagined things were going smoothly, but space had a way of keeping one humble. A stray patrol drone had malfunctioned, heading straight for the command deck. Without hesitation, Valara barked orders in Zintherian, moving with precision and authority. Max, half paralyzed by fear and admiration, tried to help, fumbling with the controls. "Step aside, human," Valara said, grabbing his wrist, not harshly, but firmly, and guiding him to safety. She moved faster than Max could process, dismantling the drone's power core and redirecting its energy safely into the hangar grid. When the danger passed, Max's hands were shaking. Valara's eyes softened, almost imperceptibly. "See," she said lightly, "flirting can be a distraction, but it can also get you noticed." Max laughed nervously, not sure if that's a compliment or a warning. She tilted her head, smirk teasing her lips. Both. The emotional turning point. As the hangar lights returned to normal, Max and Valara stood side by side. For the first time, the gap between human and alien, subordinate and commander, seemed irrelevant. Max realized he was no longer just flirting for fun. He wanted to know her, understand her, maybe even protect her. Valara looked at him intently, then said something that made him freeze. "You've been honest with me, Maximum. And honesty is rare." "I try," he said, heart hammering. She moved closer, not touching, but close enough that he could feel her presence radiating warmth. "Your curiosity," she continued, "your courage, even your foolishness, it makes you human. And intriguing to me." Max's throat went dry. "I feel the same. I never thought I could feel this about a superior." Her lips curved, and she reached out to lightly tap the side of his helmet, a gesture so simple, yet intimate in their culture. "Then perhaps," she whispered, "we can see where this goes." Climax, the decision. Over the next few hours, Max and Valara worked together to repair the outpost systems, share meals, and exchange stories. Every interaction deepened their connection. Then, a comm alert sounded, a distress signal from a nearby cargo vessel, caught in a meteor field. Max glanced at Valara, expecting her to order an away team. Instead, she paused, glancing at him, a question in her eyes. "Do you want to help?" she asked. "Yes," Max said without hesitation. They suited up, working as a synchronized team. The human ingenuity combined with her alien precision allowed them to rescue the stranded crew efficiently. Back at the hangar, adrenaline still pumping, Max realized something profound. He didn't just like her because she was attractive or impressive. He liked her because she saw him, respected him, and allowed him to contribute. Valara, standing beside him, gave a small, rare smile. "You've done well, Max," she said softly. "Perhaps this is the beginning of something interesting." Max's heart skipped a beat. "I hope so." Ending a new beginning. Days passed. Max and Valara's rapport became a quiet legend among the crew. They worked together seamlessly, occasionally teasing each other, laughing, and challenging one another in ways no one else could. Flirtation continued, but now it carried weight, depth, and unspoken trust. Max learned to read her expressions, subtle gestures, and mood shifts. Valara learned to rely on his intuition, honesty, and occasionally reckless ingenuity. One evening, as the twin suns set over the outpost's observation deck, Valara approached him quietly. "Max," she said, "I never imagined a human could surprise me. Or make me smile like this. And I never imagined I'd be standing next to an alien commander, feeling like this," he admitted. She extended her hand, not as a superior commanding a subordinate, but as a partner in this strange, unpredictable galaxy. Max took it, heart racing, understanding fully that one flirty text had changed everything. From that moment, their story was no longer just about authority or hierarchy. It was about connection, respect, trust, and something deeper that neither human nor alien could have predicted. As the stars glimmered outside the hangar windows, Max realized some risks, like sending a flirty message, were worth taking. Some connections, like the one he had with Valara, were worth fighting for, in every sense of the word. And as the hangar doors slowly closed behind them, the universe seemed just a little brighter, and a little smaller, for the human and the alien commander who had chosen to see beyond protocol and into each other's hearts.